everybody, it's Caroljean and welcome to my very first travel vlog. In this episode, I'm going to show you some clips from my 25th birthday trip to Bermuda in December that my boyfriend took me on. Bermuda is absolutely gorgeous, so I can't wait to show you a little bit of our journey on this small island, so stay tuned. Before we get started, I have a little disclaimer. Me and my boyfriend were still testing out the camera that we had got, so the volume is not exactly where we want it to be. So throughout the video, you're gonna see me talking, but I'm actually gonna talk over it. This is the main road by the Airbnb that we are staying at, and our first full day in Bermuda, we decided to go exploring, and the weather was so much colder than we expected. As you can see, I'm wearing my boyfriend's jacket and I have on jeans because it was really cold and really windy. It was, I would say, in the high 60s, mid 60s. And being that I'm from Florida, this is pretty cold. So as you can see, the wind is blowing. This is Admiralty House Park, and it used to be the home for the British Royal Navy. And now it's a popular tourist attraction for tourists that are staying or going by the north shore of the island. It's absolutely beautiful. This area is the picnic area that me and my boyfriend had walked across to. And as you can see on the other side, there's like a little beach area that we're gonna eventually get to. But I definitely think this is a great spot to have a picnic. It's so beautiful. This was a hiking trail that we had found in the park that actually led us to these caves. They are secluded and underneath where we are walking. So if you're just walking in the park and you're not really exploring, like, you would not have seen these caves and you would have missed out. If the weather was warmer and the water was calmer, you would have definitely seen me swimming in this area. We didn't know what we were getting ourselves into, so to explore this park that was just walking distance from where we were staying and to run into these caves was a nice surprise for both of us. On our second day in Bermuda, our local friends that we had met actually took us on a tour of the South Shore, and we were so grateful that we had met them because they just volunteered to take us. First stop in our tour was Warwick, Long Bay, and Jobson's Cove, and I instantly fell in love with this place. I think we spent the most time on this beach on our whole trip than the other beaches on the South Shore. As you can see, one part we are actually admiring the pink sand. Yes, there is pink sand on this beach, and that actually runs all the way through to Horseshoe Bay, which you'll see a little bit later. We spent a lot of time exploring and climbing the cliffs at Warwick, Long Bay, and Jobson's Cove. So by the time we were to move on to the other beaches, we didn't spend too much time, and it didn't really matter anyways because Warwick, Long Bay, and Jobson's Cove had a lot more to see than the other ones. I'm not even exaggerating when I said it was so beautiful. It was truly remarkable. Our tour with the locals was actually day 3 of our trip, and because a lot of the locals do not swim after, let's say, October, of course we didn't swim on this day. So, and it was also kind of cold still. So you'll see us swimming in the next day when we actually get to come back. I was so happy that on my actual 25th birthday, the weather was beautiful. The sun was out. It was actually warm and slightly hot. So we went right back to the beach and we spent the whole day with these fish and getting to know Bermuda under the water. It was beautiful and I could not have asked for a better birthday. This is actually Jobson's Cove, which I had mentioned earlier was one of my favorite spots on the South Shore. And we did snorkeling while we were here. And I've never done snorkeling like this before, where I've actually seen things under the water. Like the fish were beautiful, so beautiful. And they were in the shallow area. And I've never really swam with fish like this before in the shallow area. So it was pretty cool to see. And the masks that we picked out were kind of like the Avatar masks that they wore on Pandora. So it was kind of cool to go snorkeling and experience this. As you can see, it's really cool, really, really cool. And it was just a great experience. We actually met a parrotfish that was neon blue. So beautiful. He came up and was swimming with us, and it's crazy because the other parrotfish that we saw on the other beaches, they would not come near us at all. Not at all. Like, soon as they even felt our vibe, they swam away. So the fact that this parrotfish swam with us, like, we were cool. Like, we were longtime friends. It was remarkable. And as you can see, it's just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful fish. So the South Shore is all connected by these walking trails, which are pretty cool because you don't have to drive to get to the other beaches. You can just walk and stop and take pictures, go swimming, and then continue on. After spending a couple of hours in Warwick Long Bay, we finally got to Horseshoe Bay, and because we were just here the day before, we actually knew what we wanted to do at each of the beaches. So when we got to Horseshoe Bay, we wanted to go into this area where a lot of the locals actually dive from a cliff into this hole, and we wanted to see what it's about, if it's really here. And sure enough, there it is, and it's deep, and it's crazy because this is in the kiddie section of the beach. And so the rest of the water in that area is super shallow and it just drops. So this is what we see when we went down there, and it's pretty scary to me, if I must say. I do have to mention to you that the name Horseshoe Bay comes from the way that the beach is shaped, and it is actually shaped like a horseshoe, which is pretty cool. And I'm sorry I don't have a picture or a video to show you guys, but you just have to go and see for yourself. Of course, there was a lot more to the trip that I didn't get into details with, such as food, transportation, money. But if you want to know those things, you can ask me, you can email me, or you can comment on this video, and I'll definitely give you all the information that I know, that I've learned from going to Bermuda. So this wraps up my trip to Bermuda. I hope you all enjoyed the glimpse into my 25th birthday, and I definitely cannot wait to bring you on the next trip that we go on. Please stay tuned.